The secrets of the dwarves should remain beneath the ground, but he would not be placed. We've already lost Martrin, and without his divine guidance, we are truly lost in this dark. The monsters lurk in every shadow, but something worse jangles in the deep. I feel its evil from afar, like a blistering heat of threatening me to melt me away. My soul, the dark smith, might be forgotten, but I fear one of his vile servants still prowls these halls, keeping the fires of Droskar burning for hundreds of years. Their shrieks tore my courage from me and left my heart cold, and I don't know what they did to me when their rancid tasting lips locked on mine. But my thoughts jumble now, and my hair falls away in bloody clumps. If only Mortrin were here, he would know what sickness ails me and pray for my salvation. The only prayer I can muster is that the plague takes me before the hellish shackled servant of Droskar returns to drag me off in chains. As he did Camric, I still hear the screams in my mind. Ears wet, thirst, lost in the dark, tongue gone now, itchy, face, rot, blood tastes good, flies soon fly.
That is a pretty cool journal, isn't it?
Yeah. Talk about your apocalyptic journal there.
Yeah. Hey, and remember, like I had told you before, during your long rest, you heard chains.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
So.
All right, I'm going to relate what I read here, and you guys tell me if it sounds right. They had a cleric. He was taken away. It says here that he would know what this evil sickness is.
Thank you, Dirt.
Okay.
The party will thank you for that.
His hair was falling out in clumps.
I like to check the body here to see if I can find something about this illness.
There's no head on the corpse.
Ah.
So yes, you can give me a heal check. And then we will. You can continue as well, Ghim, as well.
The only prayer I can muster is that this plague takes me. So it's a plague. Before that hellish shackled servant Droskar returns to drag me off.
That's the heal check.
I'll continue, Ghim. I'm going to let you finish.
Ears wet. He was sweating. So he was thirsty. Lost in the dark. His eyesight was going. Tongue gone now. So he couldn't speak. Itchy. His skin was festering. Face rot. Blood tastes good. That doesn't sound good. Sound like a blood drinker to me. Like a ghoul or a vampire. I don't know.
Choking on his own blood.
So, what do you guys take on this?
I'm still disturbed by the part where he says he lip-locked the rats.
Could be succubus.
Yeah, and
Bestiality.
if I can just get in here for a second. Blix, as you're checking out the corpse and you're also treating the illness of both Bach and Malaval, you're able to determine that this person that died and was definitely infected, but not from these rats. What these rats have is just like it's like a short fever, and so basically Mal and Bach, your illnesses are gone after the short rest, And Big Dirt has been so generous to buy each of you 3 healing surges apiece. So he has spent his XP and bought Malaval 3 surges and Boctago 3 surges as well.
Good
So
dirt, good
you
dirt.
guys can add 3 surges apiece back. So you can thank Big Dirt for that in the channel. But as to go back to, you know that the rats definitely did not do this. So it's something greater, and that's about all you can determine, Dave.
All I can determine is from past history of knowing these monsters that dwell underground could be succubus from the pits of hell, or vampire. Those are the only 2 things I know that do this.
Possible.
But I don't think they would involve hair to fall in bloody clumps.
They have a virus. When they start dying, they become the undead.
Yeah, I would probably
I
say
think
something
it
like
could be
undead.
something a little bit more nasty.
Well, be careful. See
Oh,
one of these
We
suckers.
will.
Be careful.
we will deal with it when we come to it. I suggest we move along.
Well, you see that there is a corridor to the south, and the corridor also goes north. And both Bach and Ghim, you can tell that there are both doors at the north and the south. The door at the south is definitely closed, but the door to the north is barely ajar, but you can't see in.
Well, being a dwarf, I know if we go south, it's going to be in that room where that other door was. So if any of you guys have any thievery skills, I'm not going to move until I find out if there's any traps. So come on up here and check it out.
So this is the way I'm going to do it. It's like I was telling you before, Eamon. If you are scouting, if you are ahead with Ghim, I will do a passive perception roll if I think that you are getting close to a square that has a pressure plate or a tripwire or something like that. I will do a passive perception with your perception modifier already in the macro. So if I roll and if you make your perception, I will stop you and say, look, before Ghim takes another step, you may want to tell him about this pressure plate, tripwire, whatnot. So that's because I want to bring the element of surprise back into it. So that's why I like to do the passive perception stuff. So
I got stone cunning being a dwarf, though, so I can
That'll
spot
be
any.
like in a whisper.
we'll just stop we'll just tell everybody to freeze, and then I'll let you know what's going on. Because doing a handout or anything like that would probably just take too long. So
Being a dwarf, I'll be able to spot traps in a stone setting within 10 feet. Am I correct?
Just as
is that a racial for you?
Yes, it is.
Let's see.
Do we care about going south, or do we want to
That's
go
where
north?
that room was, and we don't want to
Well-
bypass something that's going to be at our back.
Let's see. You have +2 to dungeoneering, +2 to encumbrance. You have cast iron stomach, dwarven weapon proficiency, encumbered speed, stand your ground, and dwarven resilience. I don't see anything about finding
Okay,
traps.
it must have been in Pathfinder then.
Yeah, it probably was.
Hey Dave, can I call back my wolf?
Sure, absolutely. There you go.
Hey Dave, just as Amonisis is stepping off the trap door and is safely off, I take my staff and push on the plate a little bit to activate the trap to scare the hell out of him.
Nice.
After I change my breeches, I move ahead.
Alright, it is back open again. Alright, so what are you guys doing? You guys going south, you going north, or what?
I suggest we go south. I don't want anything nasty on our backside.
Well, as another precaution, and as I
I'd
go
say-
by and smack him for tripping the trap, the last thing we need to do is be hauling butt backwards trying to go somewhere, and that thing be open. So I'm going to reset it, and then as I move forward again, I smack him on the back of the head.
I say we should actually leave the trap triggered so we could don't have to worry about something coming up from that way.
Alright, well, however y'all figure it.
I just want to make sure nothing's at our backside when we go north.
Okay, well, I'm going to slowly go forward.
Alright, coast is clear. Are you guys leaving the trap activated?
It might
No.
not be a bad idea to leave it activated. That way, if it's reset when we come back by, we'll know that something or someone reset it.
Or if there's something down there, we'll know that it got it.
That's true as well.
I doubt
Alright.
kobolds can reset a trap like this.
You can go ahead and give me a thievery check for the door, and that'll basically take care of, finding anything, deactivating it. Oh yeah, you find nothing, and the door is unlocked. You're able to determine that it is unlocked.
Hey Dave, I want to do a real quick check of the rat armor to see if there's any markings on the armor itself.
Oh, the rat? No. The only armor that it has sort of like a hardened cartilage that is piercing through its skin. Sort of like
okay.
spines and stuff. But yeah, there's actually literally no armor on it or anything. So.
Or like an exoskeleton.
Yes, exactly. Are you opening up the door there, Almond?
Is it, you said it's not locked?
Yeah, it's not locked, and you do not see a trap on it.
Yeah, I'll crack it open so that we can know from like a mental that this is okay to go through.
There you go. The door's open, and you're back into your the offering room, it looks like.
Okay, we're good to go. Let's go north.
All right, do you want to close the door, or do you want to... What do you want to do with that?
I don't care. I mean, I would just as soon leave part of it open so that we know it's free to go through in case we're hauling butt back. But that's just me. I don't care. They can do whatever they want with it. I just know that I did my job.
Well, we could leave it open like that if you want to.
That's fine.
Okay.
Get up here and let's do the north now.
Okay, and this door's cracked open, right?
It is barely cracked open, but it's cracked open to the point to where you're just not able to see inside of it.
Okay. Anybody want to come up here and do a arcane check?
I'll do it.
And I'll run a thievery on it just to see again.
Okay.
Oh,
You're pretty sure that there's nothing on the door. You scour over it pretty good, Eamon. You're not able to sense any kind of trap or anything. Now, Kadojo, what were you doing? Doing an arcane check for what?
Arcane check for see if there's any magic trap on the door.
No, you don't see any kind of runes or inscriptions that are hidden or anything like that. I like that, working as a team on that. I do like that.
okay. If I'm gonna reach for the door and kind of put a little bit of pressure on it to see if how heavy it is pulling towards me. Is it really heavy, or is it? No, it doesn't feel like it's rusted, and I can open it pretty easy.
No, it's a nice door. It's it's not rotted wood or anything like that.
Check for trap.
Or we ran the trap checks already.
Not for the
Okay,
door.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh,
They did
okay.
Kadojo did an arcane check, and Eamon did a trap check.
All right.
do I hear anything on the other side of the door?
You hear nothing. Actually, you can give me a perception check.
I'm going to listen too.
Okay, perception. I think my perception and thievery number is the same one.
Nasty roll.
Ghim, you don't hear anything.
Thievery is 9, perception is 9.
You got some pretty good bonuses for your levels.
That's
You can-
my perception.
As you're up to the door, Eamon, you think you might hear like a squeaking sound, and maybe some fluttering. It sounds muffled though. But you might be able to hear some fluttering sounds, and also some high pitched squealing. But that's it.
Could be bats.
It probably is. I tell the group what I hear, and slowly, since Ghim's standing right there in case something comes through, I'm just gonna slowly pull on this door that I'm standing in front of.
Let the
Till-
tank absorb it.
Well, I'm figuring if something's on the other side and it comes forward, he's gonna get the surprise on it.
That's true. All right. So as you open up the door, this is
So I
what you
open
see.
the door.
As you open up the door, you see that this is a large circular stone chamber that has 4 massive wooden doors, one to the north, one to the south, east, and the one that you just came through. You also see that the south, the door that you just came in, and the east door are basically propped open like you found the door in its current condition as before you opened it up, Eamon. Now, on the north wall and the west wall, the doors remain closed. At the center of this room, there is a strange stone obelisk that rises from the floor to the ceiling, and its surface is covered with metal bands and encrusted with deposits of a strange greenish mineral. The floor of this chamber is strewn with lots of headless skeletons and scattered bones, and you notice that there are definitely no skulls around in this area. You also notice a dented steel shield and small bits of metal armor that are lying on the floor at the foot of the obelisk.
Keep
Carnivorous.
your heads on a swivel.
Okay, so Ghim, as you moved into the room, and also Amon, you both, I rolled a passive perception, and you did not notice that the floors were booby trapped. Now, Amon and the dwarf, Ghim, you both are literally, mainly Ghim because he's in a metallic type of armor. Ghim, I'm going to go ahead and do an attack versus basically your fortitude. And it is a 15 versus fortitude.
18.
Okay? You feel that you're starting to be pulled towards this obelisk. So you are able to move, but you're going to have to give me an athletics check. Now, your athletics check is going to get you away from this pillar because the center pillar is pulling you towards it. And you notice that the shield and the other small pieces of armor are now literally sucked and stuck to this obelisk. Amon, now for you, I'm going to go ahead and do an attack for you. It fails because it is a very horrible fortitude versus fortitude attack roll. And you can feel that your weapons are being pulled towards the obelisk as well. So, what are you guys doing?
Well, First thing I'm gonna do is tell everybody who hasn't come through the door to stop. And obviously we tripped something on the floor. I want to see if I can find that floor trap.
Okay, well, first off, you guys need to also Blix for you as well. You are being attacked, and it is a 17 versus Fortitude. I'm sorry, an 18 versus Fortitude.
That hits.
Okay, you are pulled 2 squares to it. You are literally stuck to the obelisk. And Ghim, Blix, almost, he squeezes through your space and almost takes you out. Now, Ghim, you need to give me a Fortitude. Actually, you need to give me an Athletics check so you can get out of here. I have a DC number set in mind, so you need to do a 1d20. Okay. You are able to get back, and you're able to get past Wolf Swift.
Can I pull Blix with me?
You cannot. Eamon, your weapons are being pulled towards the door. However, the attack was unsuccessful against you. So, seeing that you're not in a heavy type of armor, you are going to be able to basically, you can stay there for this round, or you can move to the back and move to the back of the party.
Yeah. Can I mention what I think is going on to the party that's still on the other side of the door, and yell? Or
You can take a quick
tell
free
them,
action.
Yeah. Get back. Give me the space right in front of the door so I can stand.
Okay.
Oh, one of those magnets that's the insane clown posse warned us about.
Man, I haven't heard that name in so long, David. Insane Clown Posse.
How does this work?
So who's standing in front of the door? That's what I want to try to move to.
Okay, so do you shut the door or what?
No, what I'd like to do is try to get.
I'd like
in
to
this.
get out of here if that's all possible.
Yeah, you are immobilized right now, Blix. So you're coming up next, Blix. Hold on one second.
I want to be able to. What I want to do is I want to tell them to move out of that space that's right in front of the door.
Okay.
Well, where I was when I checked it, so I can stand there, so I can, with the door open, I can work on the trap.
I'm suggesting that we use a rope so he can get a hold of
You
it.
just want
and tie
neither
around
Wolf
his
or
waist.
Bucktago to take one step back.
All right,
That's what
so
it's saying.
basically, you
Yeah.
notice that nothing happened real quickly as this is going through your head, Eamon. You know that you think that this square and this squared space is safe. The only thing that now, the obelisk triggered whenever Ghim went forward and whenever you took your side step to the side of the on the wall there.
Okay, I still make my suggestion that
Okay.
we take a rope,
Oh.
throw a line to Blix, have him tied around his waist, and we pull him out of there.
Okay, well you can do that, but
Actually, I have a better idea.
hold on, everybody,
How
hold
about
on.
If I tie my rope
guys,
around my waist and
and-
I
hold
throw
on.
the rope to the party behind me to
Oh
hold
my
me
God.
from going forward,
Can you guys not
and
hear
I
me?
will try to see if I can reset these traps.
Is my mic working? Is it not
That's
working?
an idea.
Is this working or not working?
So if you can move your wolf, I will start. to
Oh
try to
my
do
god. Can you guys hear me or can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
All right. So before everybody starts doing everything, Eamon, what are you doing real quickly? What are you doing? You did your free action, so I guess you're standing there, right? You're still standing there?
that. Yeah, I'm still standing there. What the idea was since you said I deduced that the first two.
Yeah, I was pressing the
I mean,
wrong
the first
damn
two
push to
squares
talk
were okay.
button.
What I wanted to do, stop it, dog, is tie my rope around my waist and then throw it through the door to the other party members so that they can hold me from going any farther. And what I wanted to do is see if I can find and disable those traps that
Okay.
the two, the one that I did, and
Well, you can do that, but all I'm asking for was I was asking for a free action in what you were doing. You basically yelled to everybody, and they got back. So now that was basically your free action, and you guys can do that. But first, I need to deal with Blixwise. So Blixwise, you feel this grip that is tightening on you and literally pulling you closer and closer to this obelisk. What are you going to do? You're not taking any damage. It's not hurting you, but it is making you very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it's drawn to my armor and my weapons, right?
Correct. Now, also, I have one more thing that I have to do because you guys are all over the place. Now, Ghim, you took a total of 4 damage and you were shocked. Ammonisis, you took 7 damage and you were shocked. So, Blixwise, you are also taking damage as well, which is 5 damage because you got this from activating the floor tile right there where you're standing. So there you go. I'm all caught up. Now let's go ahead and do a round robin, what everybody wants to do now that I've got all caught up. So you take
I'll
your...
see if I can try to do an athletics check to
break
try
away.
to move out, yeah.
Okay, I have a DC set. It's a pretty high DC because of the amount of force that is actually pulling on you.
Before you move, let's get a rope over him so he can tie it. And when he makes his action, we can pull.
I'm not looking for that right now, Ghim. I'm not looking for that right now. Okay.
Okay.
So your athletics check is a fail. You are still stuck to the obelisk. You tried to pry yourself free, and it did not work. Okay, so now we're back to Eamon, Blix. You've already had a turn. Bach, what are you doing? You hear all this stuff going on. You hear Blix basically pling stick against the obelisk, and you can see this as well. So
I'm gonna drop any metallic item I have on me.
Okay.
And then proceed to walk into the room right there.
Okay.
And I have to move the wolf up one.
Okay. Wolf Swift, what are you doing? How much metallic stuff do you have on you, Bach?
My
Let me double check.
I think you would just basically... Everything you have is basically wood anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else you have, even everything you have on you is... Nothing is metallic, basically.
Okay.
The spear tip.
It's all wood though. Everything for the druid is basically wood. Wolf, what are you doing?
I think it'd be a stone tip, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Moving up to here and trying to get a look at the obelisk, see if I can't see any writings on it.
Okay.
Is that a perception check?
So hold on one second. I'm looking at your inventory. You can feel your dagger and also your backpack starting to be pulled towards the obelisk.
Okay, I set my backpack and dagger just outside the...
See you, Lord Kaboom. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to make you do any kind of check.
But I take a look at the obelisk, see if I can't see any writings on it.
Well, you notice that there's the symbols that are etched in green and everything. You can definitely see those. Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to try and read it. If I can.
You can give me an arcane check. Just basically, you can tell that there's a couple runes for lightning, and that's it. And you can actually see just a bunch of stuff about, dwarves and lightning, and that's about it. That's all you can decipher from the runes, from the actual markings actually on the obelisk.
Okay, so I tell him it's most likely a lightning trap that the dwarf set up.